As you can see, it's open to its biggest pandemic era single day box office. Cum, that's the word they like to use when they speak about box office. This is coming in from CBR. I cannot get it loaded on my iPad because the website is absolute pish on mobile. But as you can see, I'll bring it up here. It's confirmed here by CBR that it did indeed open to a big box office opening. I mean, what have I put down there? Opens big in the US and Canada. You have to be realistic with the era we're currently living in. Unprecedented era, pandemic era. Box office takings are not what they were a year and a half, 2 years ago. So with that in mind, you bring your expectations down a little bit. $9.6 million in the North American and Canadian markets is pretty decent. It's a pretty decent return on the back of that huge $120 million international cum over the first week of its release. This movie's doing very well. It's doing strongly. It seems to be word of mouth. It's really pushing people out of their houses during the pandemic to go and watch this movie. Sadly, at the moment, we still do not have theatres opened. I would be intrigued to find out when the hell we are getting theatres opened. I'm going to quickly search that up and see if Cineworld have any news on when they are opening up. They do not. There is no definitive date for Cineworld opening up here. Opening up in May. There you go. So we have to wait a whole month until we potentially get Godzilla vs. Kong in the theatres. I say potentially because by that point the momentum may be gone. Warner Brothers may not want to even release it over here in the theatres. I'd be very surprised if they don't know, because they'd be missing a huge opportunity. If you've watched England in the last day or so, you'll see that people just do not give a shit about this pandemic anymore. They're out drinking in the park. They will be more than happy to go to the theatre. I will be more than happy to go to the theatres. But this is great. This is a great performance for the movie. It's been vindicated by the sort of early critical response. People were praising this movie from multiple publications. It's a big Titanic epic story with these two historic cinematic creatures. And as I did say, it opened up very strongly in China, opened up very strongly in international markets, and now biggest COVID era box office opening. So I'm glad for this movie. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing it on the biggest screen possible. If I can get to an IMAX and watch it, I most certainly will in the next month or so. Until then, though, I will just sit back and sort of applaud how well it's doing at the box office throughout the world. We've got some comments on Twitch. I'm actually looking at my phone. Sadly, I've not got Streamlabs anymore. I'm using the traditional OBS, so I do apologise. I've missed you. I've been in my own little world talking one load of shit. My apologies if you're long gone. But Buck the nerd is raiding with a party of 6. I do apologise, Buck. That's twice I've gave you an underwhelming response to a raid. The first time it didn't even come up. We have no widgets, nothing in the OBS relating to Twitch, so we don't get any notifications of raids. The first time, totally ignored you. I've ignored you again because it's on my phone. I thank you very much for the raid, my friend. Thank you very much. It's appreciated. Mike Porter, welcome back in again. Seen you a few times. I have seen you a few times, Mike, and I'm glad you're coming back. It gives a little bit of company when I'm doing this, because let's be honest, sometimes it's quite quiet. Some of the headlines I put out there, man, on YouTube, fucking barren, to say the least. Sometimes it's busy. That's life. A couple of comments. The pandy's what we call a pandemic. I just call it a shit show. I just want it over now. I want to get back to life as we know it. The sooner the better, really. I haven't been to a theatre to see it, but I watch it here on HBO Max. That's blasphemy, man, is it not? I can't watch that on a streaming service. It's set to, I think it's out on certain streaming services or premium VOD just now over here. I do not want to watch it on a streaming service. It's absolute blasphemy, man. I want to see it on a big screen. But I understand, if you want to see it, man, you don't want to risk your health, then by all means jump into a theatre and watch it. More the power to you. Sadly, I don't think we even get that option. I'd have to check up if it even is on a streaming service over here. But look, man, I'm moving on.